Welcome everyone to Canadian Yorker live stream on YouTube. It's been a while, everyone. Thank you for listening in to this live stream for today. I'm coming back with another live stream video talking about the New York Jets and the NFL season. I apologize for my absence. I have been very busy with business, taking care of business, working and stuff. So it's been a while since my last live stream, and I've just been also been taking a break. I've been on a hiatus as well since I have two other responsibilities that I have to fulfill, and also um, the last time I streamed, it's been a while since then. So I'm coming here to bring everyone the news about the latest things that have been occurring in um, as far as my New York Jets and our season. I'm going to be definitely be bringing some updated news on what's been going down with some of the other topics that I have been covering, and there's a lot that we have to discuss for in that matter. Um, so I want to make sure that I can bring the news that everybody needs to hear regarding the situation going down. Um, as for myself, I just say this is just uh, not part of the topic that I'm talking about, but basically, for I did a I did a video on the Wrestling Bros channel. If you guys can click on the link below. I'm there, and myself and Boone Steele, my good friend Boone Steele, we happened to go to Friday Night SmackDown, and we were at that event. We had a great time at Friday Night SmackDown, and it's always fun, good WWE event. So we had a great time there, and it was a blast. So definitely be sure to check out what we are doing over there on our WWE Wrestling Bros channel. Um, Make sure you to subscribe to that channel because we have just been doing our thing over there and taking care of business. But let's get to the topic at hand. Without further ado, let's do that. So there's been some breaking news. Um, One of our players has been injured, critically injured, but thank God he is in stable condition. I'm talking about none other than our cornerback for the New York Jets, Kris Boyd. So according to ESPN.com, he was shot in Manhattan, New York City. So according to ESPN article that was in November 16, 2025, New York Jets special team player Kris Boyd is in good but stable condition at Manhattan's Bellevue Hospital after sustaining a gunshot wound to the abdomen at a midtown restaurant early Sunday morning. The New York Police Department told ESPN. A Jets spokesperson said the team is aware of the situation and will have no further comment at this time. The incident occurred shortly after 2 a.m. Eastern Time at the Say Less restaurant on West 38th Street. No arrests have been made, according to the NYPD spokesperson, who said an investigation is ongoing. The NYPD provided no additional details. Kris Boyd, who was 29, was shot outside the restaurant after the dispute turned violent, with the gunman firing only two shots. The New York Post reported, citing law enforcement sources. The shooter fled the scene in a BMW XS SUV, according to the newspaper. A Mercedes-Benz Maybach also fled the scene, the newspaper reported. Kris Boyd was transported the EMS to Bellevue, according to NYPD. Jermaine Johnson posted on X, quote, "Everybody's please send prayers to my brother and teammate Kris Boyd and his family. Please hold your healing hand over Kris and guide him back to health and safety." Jermaine Johnson posted, "Lord, I ask that you will just get him through this safely. In your name, amen." The New York City Mayor Eric Adams said also sent a message posted on social media that he was praying for Kris Boyd and his loved ones. Kris Boyd in his first season with the Jets after signing a one-year $1.6 million contract in free agency, but hasn't played after suffering a season-ending shoulder injury in the preseason. Boyd, a cornerback, was a seventh-round draft pick of the Minnesota Vikings in 2019. He spent 4 seasons with the Vikings before playing for the Arizona Cardinals and Houston Texans. Definitely sending thoughts and prayers for Kris Boyd that he's going to be in good health. And um, yeah, that was reported yesterday. Yesterday, early in the morning, 2 a.m. yesterday morning. But thankfully, there was news, there was update from ABC New York.com that it's further reported Jets cornerback Kris Boyd was in critical condition, but he is now stable after getting shot in the abdomen in Midtown Manhattan. So according to the article here, New York Jets cornerback Kris Boyd is in critical but stable condition after being shot in Manhattan early Sunday morning. The shooting happened 2 a.m. outside an Asian fusion restaurant on West 38th Street in Midtown Manhattan, according to NYPD. Upon arrival, officers found the 29-year-old Jets player with a gunshot wound to the abdomen. First responders transported Boyd to Bellevue Hospital, where he is currently listed in critical condition. A Jets spokesperson said the team is aware of the situation and will have no further comment at this time. Um, so there's no. Jermaine Johnson asked the public for prayers. He definitely did that, and he prayed himself. Um, There are currently no arrests, but police say they are looking for a man who fled in a blue BMW in connection with the shooting. The relationship between the victim and the suspect is unclear at this time. Kris Boyd, a cornerback, is in his first season with the Jets after signing a one-year, $1.6 million contract in free agency. Um, he was a seventh-round draft pick of the Minnesota Vikings. He spent 4 seasons with the Vikings before playing for Arizona Cardinals and Houston Texans. Well, we definitely have to send our thoughts and prayers to Kris Boyd. Um, that he's going to be okay. He is in still in the hospital in but critical but stable condition. So I'm definitely going to keep an eye on Kris Boyd and to keep an eye on the news about how he's doing. It's only his first year with us as a team, and we need all the help we could get. He could be a great player for the Jets one day. I pray that he definitely makes his comeback after this very serious situation he's in. Um, I just want to say I know people who are in the hospital myself, but I hope and pray that they will also make it out of the hospital. Um, it's a tough situation. I understand it's a serious thing, but hopefully we will see him get back, get recover from this as fast as he can, and make all the changes he needs to do so he can get back to playing for the Jets and being the best player that he can be for this team. So yeah, man, I hope that he definitely makes it out of this in one piece, and I pray for his family as well that he also will do well and be successful. And in Jesus' name, that's all I have to say about that. Amen. Um, so let's just talk about that. I want to bring that to everybody's attention about our cornerback, Kris Boyd. Hopefully, he is in good health. Um, so continuing here, I want to talk a little bit about when we switching over to the next part of the Jets season. First of all, the second thing I want to address is that the New York Jets, we have traded away Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. And the Jets, it looks like since we have um, traded away these guys, it looks like we're going into a rebuild mode. And apparently that's what's happening. And I've been saying on my channel that I would love for us to keep Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. Um, they have been consistent for us. They have been a anchor for our defense, and you know, I say like it's great to have them with us. It's just unfortunate that we have to trade them away. But in this article here, let's just read this from November 13th, 2025. Let's just get into it here. Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams trade details and look at the complete haul the Jets received for the All Pros. So we traded these guys so that we can get our picks, like I think it was first round draft picks for this up to the 2026 NFL draft, and I believe we also got draft picks for the following draft as well. So we are rebuilding the team, and we're definitely drafting young players, and I definitely think that's the way to go. But I think maybe we could have just maybe we could have kept this thing going, but unfortunately, the management has other plans. But let's just get in this here. Following a disappointing 1-7 start to the season, first of all, just reading from the first sentence here, following a disappointing 1-7 start to the season, the New York Jets chose to pull the plug on their one-star defense. We had an 0-7 start to the season. Let's not forget that. An 0-7 start to the season. We didn't even start winning until week 7 of this. We won our first game week 7 and week 8 of what week 6 and week 7. So it wasn't until week 8 and week 9 we won our first game of the season. So let's just get that straight. Following a disappointing 1-7 start to the season, the New York Jets chose to pull the plug on their one-stellar defense. Moving on from stars like cornerback Sauce Gardner and defensive tackle Quinnen Williams was a tough pill to swallow, but one that could spearhead a rebuild that might be long overdue. Here we're going to take a look at the stellar value they got on the turn. What did the Jets get for Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams? The Jets were supposedly shopping Gardner. However, as reported by Stephen Holder of ESPN, the Indianapolis Colts were willing to give up whatever it took to land the Cincinnati Star. Um, at, so the Indianapolis general manager Chris Ballard said it. Quote, while it came at a hefty cost, the Jets received 2 first-round picks, 2026 and 2027, and embattled Colts receiver Adonai Mitchell on the deal. Um, that's what he said. When it was one the team couldn't pass on. Holder reported. Gus Gardner had been signed to a massive contract extension in the offseason. He had a 83.5 PFSN impact metric grade this season, which is good for the 16th among eligible cornerbacks. As for Quinnen Williams, the star defensive tackle, he reportedly wanted to be traded due to frustration with the team's losing record, but here the team chose not to make his discontent public. The Dallas Cowboys were eager to fix their run defense, and they had a surprise draft capital stemming from the Micah Parsons trade. Um, NFL Network insiders Ian Rappaport's Tom Passalero, and Mike Garafolo reported, quote, the Jets star defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys in exchange for the 2026 second-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, and defensive tackle Mazi Smith. That's what they said, quote unquote. New York will receive the higher of the Cowboys' 2 first-round picks in 2027, quote unquote. Continuing the article, it says Quinnen Williams had the 11th highest PFSN impact metric among defensive tackles this season. That's at 82.8. And he should help fix the Cowboys' run defense that's giving up the 4th most rushing yards per game in the league, 143.0. So now the Jets are, as a result of this, the Jets will now have 2 first-round picks in 2026 and 3 first-round pick selections in 2027. They will also most likely get a valuable compensatory draft picks if our running back so Brees Hall leaves in free agency, which I hope does not happen. Dude, Brees Hall has been on fire for us despite the season we're going through. As far as things stand now, the Jets 2-7 are slated to have number 5 and number 32 selections in this year's draft. However, they could package both of them to trade up to get a potential franchise quarterback like Indiana's Fernando Mendoza or Oregon State's Dante Moore. Now, as far as our draft picks go, I know the Jets have been looking at getting Fernando Mendoza from Indiana or Oregon State, Dante Moore. Oh, you know what? We should definitely go ahead and get a quarterback, draft a quarterback to a team, and just start with that quarterback. Build around that quarterback. Stop getting, stop getting our quarterbacks from other teams. We need our own kind of quarterback who can help us lead us into the postseason. You know, that would be great. If we just do that, that will be a start for us in the right direction. Um, so that's what this article says here from ProFootballNetwork.com. Of course, you can read up on this. As usual, I include all the links of the articles that I read and discuss in the description box below, so everybody can read up on it for themselves. I apologize for my voice. Lately I've been fighting. I have been fighting a cold. Um, but it is what it is. You got to deal with it and just make sure I have to keep a healthy immune system. Um, let's get into what we've, switching over to the next part. Let's get into how we've done from week 5 to week 8. And I gotta say, for the past two, we were okay. We were okay. Um, we lost the last two games, and then we won the last two games as well. Um, so that's why we are 2-7 for the season. But here we are, going back to week 6. So the New York Jets offense, we played the Denver Broncos in London, and this is a game that we should have won, but it ended up um, we didn't really we didn't really figure anything out, and we lost this game. So that's basically what happened. So according to this article from USA Today, it talks about the article says New York Jets offense historically bad against Denver Broncos in London, and if we actually had a good offense, if we actually did what we did over the past 2 weeks in winning our last two games, we would be 3-6 right now. We would be 4-5 right now. We could be 4-5. We could be 3-6. We would not be 2-7. Um, but going into this year, it says international NFL fans got to see another matchup in London this week with the New York Jets and Denver Broncos facing off in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The stadium's seen plenty of offense over the years since it opened in 2019. That wasn't the case on Sunday. Denver sealed the 13-11 win with a sack on Jets quarterback Justin Fields on 4th and 8 inside the final 90 seconds of the matchup. That ensured a win and sealed a historically bad statistic for the New York Jets offense. 9 sacks. The Broncos sacked us 9 times. 9 times in this game. Bad. That's bad. The New York Jets finished the game with -10 passing yards, the worst in franchise history. Justin Fields completed 9 of 17 passes for 45 yards, but Broncos sacked him 9 times for a loss of 55 yards. It is the second time in franchise history that the Jets have had negative passing yards. The first came on December 21st, 1975, when the Jets had -1 passing yards against the Dallas Cowboys in their season finale. Coincidentally, the last time an NFL team posted negative passing yards in a game, the Jets were on the other side of it. The New York Giants had -9 passing yards in their final Week 8 game against the Jets in the 2023 season. The New York Giants had only other game with negative passing yards in the last 15 years. -6 in the loss to the Chicago Bears in Week 17 of the 2022 season. Um, so there we have it. That's the article in this game. And we played this game against the Denver Broncos. We lost to them so close. It was 13-11. It was only a 2-point win. We could have easily kicked a field goal, to take the lead. and get the win over the Denver Broncos, but we were so bad in our passing in our passing game that man, we just lost this game. It's so bad. Justin Fields, you know, I really support this. I support our quarterback Justin Fields, but it's he has struggled a lot this season. He has struggled, with being the main guy, and it's just been a struggle for him. Let's move on to the next game. We played the Carolina Panthers. We played against the Carolina Panthers in Week 7, and again another winnable game. In this game, we lost to the Panthers 6-13 to 6 at home. Unfortunately, we just could not get the win against the Panthers. Um, so going into this article is just from the Panthers' own website.com. A look inside the numbers and snap counts from Sunday's 13-6 win over the New York Jets. Wide receiver Xavier Legette led the offense with a career best 9 receptions for a career high 92 yards and scored his second touchdown of the season on a 3-yard pass from quarterback Bruce Young. The Jets also hauled a 33-yard pass from Andy Dalton on a third down on the last drive of the game to move the chains and effectively end the game. The Panthers allowed just 6 points in the first road win of the season, marking the fewest points allowed in a game since October 2017 against Tampa Bay. The longest run allowed by the defense was an 8-yard carry by running back Breece Hall on the Jets' second offensive play of the game. This marked the Panthers' third consecutive game without allowing a rush of more than 10 yards after surrendering a long of 6 yards versus Miami 2 weeks ago on a long 6 yards versus Dallas last week. The above stat established a team record for the most consecutive games without allowing a rush of more than 610 yards in franchise history. The NFL record for most consecutive games of not allowing a rush of more than 10 yards is 4, accomplished by San Francisco in 1995, New England in 2005, and Minnesota in 2008. The Panthers' defense recorded a season high of 6 sacks, marking the most sacks in a single game since posting the same number in a win against the Jets in Week 1 of the 2021 season. Those 7 games, the Panthers have a -2 turnover ratio and are 2-0 when winning the turnover margin, 0-1 when tied, and tied 2 for 2 when losing the turnover battle. The Panthers' defense generated season-high sacks and total pressures 16. Pressure rate was 36.4 and sacked 6. The unit was effective when setting extra pass rushers, logging 8 pressures and 3 sacks when blitzing Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor. The Panthers' top edge 4 rushers all generated multiple pressures against the Jets, led by rookie Nick Sturgeon, who finished with a team-high 6 pressures and 1.5 sacks. DJ Wanham 4, Princely Umam Mulanin 3, and Boogie Basham 2 each contributed multiple pressures as well. Rookie outside linebacker Nick Sturgeon recorded a career high 1.5 sacks against the Jets. He notched the first sack of his career, and he helped the defensive tackle Derek Brown take down quarterback Justin Fields in the first quarter. The first solo sack of his career came in the third quarter on the 3rd and 2 when he brought down quarterback Tyrod Taylor for a loss of 5 yards. So, this article goes into what the Carolina Panthers did against the Jets. And, judging from the stats, man, we just lost this game. We got sacked 6 times in this game. We can't even protect our quarterback, and our quarterback is running for his life out there trying to survive. And honestly, that's why I thought that just meaning by judging all this, it's really looking like Tyrod Taylor and and um and our quarterback they're both there, both struggling against against rush defenses for some reason. They're studying against blitzes. Obviously, this is unacceptable. We cannot be having these losses, and this is where it brought us to the point in Week 7 where we have 0-7, 0 wins, 7 losses, and obviously this is the point where we need to have a turnaround in the season and change the course of the team's trajectory right now. Because as I mentioned, I believed that at this point in time, since we are 0-7 for the season, we are going down to the toilet bowl. Everyone, we are going to be 0-17 this season. We are not going to go anywhere this season. We're going to be 0-17, and it's just going to be a very bleak. And it's just something that I thought I'm going to have to accept at this point to see that the Jets are not going to get any wins at all for this season, and it's just unfortunate that that happened. But in week 8 and week 9, we came back and we get 2 wins. We get 2 wins. I want to first talk about our first win of the season. We win in a thriller game against the Cincinnati Bengals, um, 39-38. This is great. Despite the hardship that we have suffered over the past 7 games of the season, we finally get a win, a first win of the season against the Cincinnati Bengals in the fourth quarter. Um, let's just get into this from our article right here. New York Jets scored 23 points in the fourth quarter to win 39-38 in this game, and this is just this was we needed this. We really needed this win. We need to just show that we have a lot of heart, and we just showed this showed in week 8. We showed that we can win against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals have been struggling themselves, um, but we just fought as hard as we could to win against this Bengals defense and offense, and we did. Despite the fact it would have been greater for us to see for us to get a win against a um, more focused, a better team, but we won against the Bengals. We got the win. A win is a win, regardless. So let's recap here. The Jets won in 7, battled back from an early deficit, and scored a season-high 39 points to top the Bengals, 3-5 in Cincinnati, trailing by 31-16 entering the fourth quarter. The Green and White scored 3 touchdowns and converted two-point conversion attempts to secure a victory as Aaron Glenn earned his first win as a head coach. Aaron Glenn said, quote unquote, very exciting following the game. I told our guys at halftime these are the games that I can really tell the mental and physical toughness of our team. The grit we've been talking about that we need to play to win these games. There was a number of things we did today that didn't put us in this position to lose this game and put us in a position to win this game. The Bengals got off. That's what he said, quote unquote. The Bengals got off to a quick start Sunday, taking an early 10-0 lead in the first quarter. The teams then exchanged blows for the remainder of the first half as quarterback Joe Flacco led 2 touchdown scoring drives, and quarterback Justin Fields connected with wide receiver Tyler Johnson for a 15-yard touchdown on fourth down. Kicker Nick Folk converted the 25-yard field goal, and the half expired, and the Jets entered the locker room trailing by 24-13. It was the second half that the Jets offense, which recorded 502 net yards in the victory, really took off. The Jets scored a season-high 254 yards on the ground, most a road game since 2010 against Buffalo. And running back Isaiah Davis, he recorded 109 scrimmage yards, broke free for a 50-yard run that set up a 24-yard field goal in the third quarter. The Jets then surrendered a 32-yard rushing touchdown and entered the fourth quarter trailing by 31-16. Running back Breece Hall, who led the Jets with 133 rushing yards, fired the end zone for the first time this season to make a one-possession game early in the fourth quarter. Justin Fields, he was 21 of 32 passing for 244 yards and a touchdown on the day, kept the ball and found the red zone for a successful two-point conversion. After Bengals Chase Brown scored his touchdown, second touchdown of the day, the Jets offense responded yet again. Breece Hall scampered down the sideline of a 24-yard score, and Justin Fields connected with Isaiah Davis for a successful two-point conversion. Still trailing by 6, the Jets offense came up with a huge stop as Will McDonald sacked Joe Flacco on third down and put the ball back in the hands of Justin Fields and the offense. Aaron Glenn said, quote unquote, "This is a game of players making plays, especially in crucial times. We had a number of guys that made plays at crucial times. Brees Hall was not done in his dominant day. Um, After Justin Fields led the offense down the field, Brees Hall threw a touchdown pass to tight end Mason Taylor. The Jets took a 1 point lead after securing extra point. With just under 2 minutes remaining in the game, the defense delivered one final time. Facing a 4th and 9 with the game on the line, quarterback Jarvis Brownlee Jr. broke up a pass intended for um, wide receiver Andre Eosivas to secure the win. Justin Fields quote said, "The biggest thing was the win, not for me, but for my brothers in that locker room, for the coaches, for everybody that puts in the work. I'm glad we were able to do that. I'm glad we were able to come out and leave here with a win." So, so uh, linebacker Quincy Williams made an impact in his first game back from injury, recording 7 tackles and 1 TFL on 2 pass defenses. Um, Wide receiver Tyler Johnson led the Jets with 64 yards in the victory. Wide receiver Isaiah Williams got involved offensively, scoring 25 rushing yards and 3 catches for 31 yards. And kicker Nick Folk remained perfect in the season, converting all 3 field goal attempts. Um, I gotta say, in this game, we were on fire. We definitely locked in and recorded the win against the Cincinnati Bengals. You know, it was great to win. It's great to win. It is a wonderful taste to get win. We really needed the win against the Bengals, and we finally got the win against the Bengals. It was a hard fought win, and the team came together. And we can be great. We can be great. We can. This is the potential that we had as a team that everybody just decided to put aside the differences, just decide to work together as a team and get this offense rolling, get this defense rolling, and that's exactly what we did. So that's great for us in week 7 to get the win against week 8. Sorry, to get this win against the Bengals. Again in week 8 now, we finally get the win. We get another win um, against the Cleveland Browns at home, and this is wonderful because even though the Browns basically had the same record as us. The Browns had a basically the same record. They're not doing well either. They're basically they're both the bottom feed teams right here, basically fighting for a win against one against another. So this article from CBSSports.com. The Jets get the touchdown returns on a kickoff and a punt and beat the Browns 27-20 for the second win, and that's just great. East Rutherford, the New York Jets made some franchise history in the span of 36 seconds. Then they held on the rest of the way for their second win in a row. New York got touchdowns on a kickoff return and a punt return in the same game for the first time. Brees Hall took a screen pass from Justin Fields 42 yards for the go-ahead score, and the Jets defeated the Cleveland Browns on a rainy Sunday 27-20. Um, Justin Fields said, "I'm on the sideline, look like, yo, we don't need to do no work. Nah, special teams definitely did the thing today. Proud of those guys. We finally had some hit." 5 days after trading quarterback Sauce Gardner and defensive tackle Quinnen Williams in the stunning moves, the Jets 2-7 came off their bye week break to give coach Aaron Glenn his first win at home. Kene Nguanu returned a kickoff 99 yards for a touchdown in the first quarter, and moments later, Isaiah Williams brought back a punt 74 yards for a score. The Jets had one previous game with 2 kickoff returns for scores and another with 2 punt returns for touchdowns, but never one for each in the same game. Glenn said, quote unquote, "Listen, we know we have a long way to go and we have a lot of work to do on both sides of the ball. But I'll tell you what, our special teams really gave us a spark today," quote unquote. Ronald McDonald had 4 sacks to tie a single game record for New York, which sealed the win with, with some late mistakes by Cleveland, with the Jets leading 27-20. Justin Fields scrambled on 3rd and 16, and Devin Bush was called for holding, giving New York a first down with 1:50 left at its 44. Breece Hall ran 3 times, and the Jets lined up on 4th down to let the play clock run down before appearing to plan to call a timeout and punt. But Cleveland's Cameron Thomas jumped, and New York had a first set of downs and a victory. The Browns defensive end Myles Garrett said, quote unquote, frustration is frustration. You try your best not to point fingers, and you've just got to clean up what you can, execute the best you can. We just got to do better. Justin Fields, who started again after seeming to have a tenuous hold on the job, was only 6 of 11 for 54 yards with a touchdown to Breece Hall and his first interception of the season, but he made a big play with the game hanging in the balance. With the game tied at 17 and Garrett wasn't out after leaving with a knee injury, the Jets ran the ball on 7 straight plays before Justin Fields, who was walloped as he jumped a screen pass to Breece Hall, took it to the end zone for 42 yards and a touchdown to put New York up 24-17 with 14:12 to go. Justin Fields says it was a perfect play call in that situation. Nick Folk kicked a 37-yard field goal to make it 27-17. Andre Smith's 29-yarder for Cleveland made it one-score game with 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Ricky Dillon Gabriel was 17 for 32 and 167 yards and touchdown passes for David Njoku and Jerry Jeudy. That's the Cleveland quarterbacks. That's Cleveland's quarterback. Christian Judkins ran for 75 yards on 22 carries for the Browns, who have lost 13 straight road games dating back to last season. So, going forward, it says here after the game, Coach Kevin Stefanski said he's sticking with Dillon Gabriel at quarterback instead of going to fellow rookie Shedeur Sanders. Kevin Stefanski said, quote, this is a young player and you're always trying to get one game better. And those types of things, we have to play better as an offense. So that's basically the recap on Cleveland. Right here. I want to also point out the New York Jets, honored the late Nick Mangold with a pregame tribute that included a video montage of asking somebody for better on the field, a large picture of the former center and former teammate, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, speaking about his friend. So our favorite, our legend in the game, Nick Mangold, actually died recently. So we honored him in this game. Nick Mangold, a two-time All-Pro center, helped lead the Jets to the AFC Championship twice in his 11th season with New York. He died on October 7th from complications of kidney disease, and he was 41. So it's unfortunate. And in this game, we lost Garrett Wilson in the third quarter with an injury to his knee that caused him to miss the previous 2 games. Hopefully he will definitely make a comeback and be healed up by this to help us in the season. A cornerback, Isaiah Thomas, is in concussion protocol after being injured early in the second quarter. Hopefully he'll be okay as well, for us going forward, and he'll recover quickly in concussion protocol. So there you have it, guys. We got our 2 wins of the season against the Browns and the Bengals. Unfortunately, in the next game we played the New England Patriots in week 9, in week 8. Was it week 9 right here? I was definitely this is a big game for us. Obviously, we should have beaten the Patriots at home, but unfortunately for this season, the Patriots are doing much better than they were doing last season. They managed to rebuild themselves, and now they're one of the best teams in the AFC right now. So we have a long way to go before we see the same success the Patriots have. Um, and we're playing in a really tough conference. The Patriots are the kings in that conference right now. So we lost to the Patriots 14-27. Obviously, the Patriots overwhelmed us, and that's just what happens. It is what it is. Um, so it says here, Trayvon Henderson scores 3 touchdowns. Patriots beats Jets 27-14 for eighth straight win. So in Foxborough, Massachusetts, the New England Patriots were prepared to give Coach Vrabel time to establish a new culture for the team that had just won 4 games in each of its last 2 seasons. He already has New England sitting atop the league in his first year. Rookie Trayvon Henderson rushed for 2 touchdowns and made a touchdown catch to help Drake May and the Patriots win their 8th straight game, 27-14 over the New York Jets on Thursday night. Um, Linebacker Robert Spillane said, "No one feels like this. We're never going to feel like an underdog. We're going to continue to play team defense, team offense, team football, and just let the chips fall where they may. You know the real season is ahead of us." The Patriots 9-2 matched their longest streak since Tom Brady's final season with the team in 2019 when they won their first 8. The Patriots' 3-0 record in AFC East games is their best start in the division since 2019, 5-0. Pending this weekend's games, New England has the best record in the NFL. Indianapolis and Denver are 9-2, and the Patriots will have a winning season for the first time since 2021 when they last made the playoffs. Um, Henderson said, quote unquote, "It's a journey. The NFL comes with a lot of highs and lows. I think the biggest thing is just the preparation going into the week with the reps that we're just trying to take advantage of them. With Ramondre Stevenson out for the 3rd straight game with a toe injury, Henderson logged the career high 19 rushing attempts, totaling 62 yards. His first 2 touchdown runs matched his total from Sunday's win over Tampa Bay. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. He wants to be great," May said. May was solid, completing 25 of 34 yards, passes for 281 yards and a touchdown. Stephon Diggs had 9 catches for 105 yards, his third 100-yard game of the season. The Patriots thrived in damp and chilly conditions with temperatures that dipped into the high 30s Fahrenheit, compiling 336 total yards while holding the Jets to 245. New York's Justin Fields threw a touchdown pass to John Michie III, but was otherwise ineffective through the air, going 15 of 26 for 116 yards. He was the Jets' leading rusher with 67 yards and a touchdown on 11 carries. Justin Fields' top receiver Garrett Wilson was placed on injury reserve with a knee injury earlier this Thursday. Justin Fields said, quote unquote, "You kind of just have to roll with it and deal with it. You can't look at your circumstances. You just got to go out there and play. It's tough, but at the end of the day, you can't complain about it. It's the circumstances we're in right now." Jets coach Aaron Glenn said the team shouldn't have to rely on Justin Fields to run the ball so often. Aaron Glenn said, quote unquote, "Can't put Justin in a situation that's a running back, and I think we all know that because we will put him in harm's way. I thought he can put some balls out there. We got to get some guys that can make plays for him too." Um, so there we go, guys. We actually struggled in this game against the Patriots. The Patriots were the better team. Um, no, the season is still going on. We can still get some more wins, and that will be great for us as a team, as a franchise. But for as far as us beating the Patriots, we still have a long way to go. We can beat the Patriots. We can. But it's definitely going to be a long shot before that happens. But hopefully, our future is bright. Our future is bright. I'm kind of happy to see that we're making progress despite the setbacks we're having. Um, it's it's always making the progress, and we are definitely going in the right direction, and that's a positive thing to see. As I said before the season started, I didn't see us really getting too far into the season. I didn't really see us really getting into the playoffs this year. Um, I could expect us having a better record, but not a record as this. But it is what it is. for us as a unit. So we have to continue working on improving working on improving as the offense and the defense, and just keep gelling together as a team. And that's exactly what we have been doing this far into the season. So let us continue to to keep racking up getting these wins. Let us continue to keep improving our team chemistry, and because let's face it, we definitely Justin Fields is finding his rhythm with the Jets. Despite the fact that we might be looking for a new quarterback, we might be, making changes. Definitely think it's been an adjustment for Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor coming coming into the Jets and helping the Jets find success, and also for the other team, for the players on the team to also come together. And we've had a lot of personal tragedy as well. So we have been going through a lot this season, but I'm convinced we have a bright future ahead of us. So I'm just ending that on that note, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and I pray that everybody will have a good day and also be blessed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Canadian Yorker channel. I definitely will want to continue bringing you guys more content and talking with you more about the different things that we talk about on this channel. So stay tuned for the next live stream. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and God